Oh, just fell out the truck. Tell me what this is.
Bottle of urine.
Whose urine is
my
it?
urine.
Why do you have a bottle of urine, brother?
Cause I don't have the time to stop.
You've had to pee in your truck before?
Yes. This is actually the second Amazon team I've worked for, and I've always done it.
And you've had to do it with both teams?
Uh-huh.
Is it two different states or the same state?
Same state, two different warehouses.
Two different warehouses, same conditions, so you figure we'll see this across the country.
An exclusive story coverage by Benjamin Dixon. As he was on the road traveling, he had the opportunity to stop and speak with truck drivers who work for Amazon. Now, we are probably, most of us, informed about their poor working conditions across the country. This is a company that has 1.2 million employees, 110 warehouses in the US, more than 185 globally, a huge employer, yet they continue to fail at providing safe and healthy working conditions for those who are working for them. Take a look at this video.
Tell me what this is.
Bottle of urine.
Whose urine is
my
it?
urine.
Why do you have a bottle of urine, brother?
Cause I don't have the time to stop. So I have to keep up, and I don't have places around me where all my deliveries are. So I have to keep a bottle for whenever I have to use the restroom.
When you look at an employer this size, it's not a matter of whether or not they have the money to create more equitable and healthy work environments. This is a choice that they're making.
That makes you feel, man, but you have to do that, like as a human being.
I mean, how the world is going, I do what I gotta do to maintain me and mine. That's pretty much it. You know, I can't complain too much about it because to me, my voice don't even matter that much.
Ben, I know that you pointed this out online. These allegations are not necessarily new allegations, but allegations that should remain at the forefront of people's minds.
The story, the reason I knew I could get the story was because I've read the story. But there's a difference, I think, in reading and seeing. And then the amount of drivers that had pee bottles, we thought it was anecdotal. We thought maybe it was a one-off. I talked to 8 drivers. 7 of the 8 drivers had either had pee bottles on them, urine bottles on them, or knew or had done it. There was only one driver out of the 8 that had no idea whatsoever what I was talking about. And he just so happened to be a white man.
So, Georgia, I would say that, when we think about why this condition exists, I think it's pretty clear that the U.S., in America, we want to say we care about culture. But in fact, what we're saying is we really care as consumers about trying to get that product as quickly as we can, and as importantly, as cheaply as we can. And so when you factor those two things in, time and cost, you will have conditions like this, because if they're working off efficiency, it's about you moving and running and getting those packages in and out to the consumer as quickly as possible. In the end, what the consumer is saying, look, I feel bad about it, but get me my product and get it to me as quickly as you can, as cheaply as you can.
You've had to pee in your truck before?
Yes.
Why?
Because most of the areas we deliver in, they don't have any bathrooms around there. And not a lot of people want to stop, and take time out of their route and get behind just to go pee. This is actually the second Amazon team I've worked for, and I've always done it.
And you've had to do it with both teams?
Uh-huh.
Is it two different states or the same state?
Same state, two different warehouses.
Ben, I'd love for you to elaborate a little bit more on how you were able to connect with these drivers, because this is not necessarily something I would think that people would really be proud to talk about. It feels a little humiliating. It feels a little embarrassing to have to talk about something so personal and to share on camera.
Yeah, there was a part of the clip where because I have tons of footage and audio and interviews. We've only shared a portion of it so far. And one of the videos, part of the video that we stopped at, as we were watching it just a moment ago, was a young man who was talking about how he just felt like his voice didn't matter. What he had to say didn't matter. And I found that most of them were really nervous and embarrassed to even know that I knew about the urine bottles. They honestly, they looked at me like, oh my goodness, how does he know about my shame? Well, we know about the shame, quote unquote shame, because we covered the news and we read the articles. But there's such a disconnect between what we do in politics and in media and what is actually happening in the real world that they were surprised that anybody even knew.
2 different warehouses, same condition, so you figure we'll see this across the country.
Yep.
This is the beginning of the day, and I'm not going to hold you up. Show us what you normally have to pee in. So when you're done eating, you pee in that.
Yep.
Right. It's more difficult. It's difficult. How does that make you feel as a human?
I mean, it made me feel away because, I mean, for men, it's easy. They can just pull over on the side of the road, whip it out, and pee. But women have to squat. So, of course, I'm going to do it in my van.
Nothing can be more sobering, because to look at the video, to listen to, and to know that these are the work conditions that they're working on.
Where's OSHA on this? The Department of Labor? It just feels like there should be some type of federal intervention when these reports and accusations started coming out at the beginning of the year. And so I also want to know, where's our federal government on intervening on this huge corporation that has these poor working conditions? Because I feel like if a mom and pop shop had one report of misconduct like this, they would be shut down. And so it's important as we continue to look at the collective power that some of these corporations have to override basic employment laws. This is, I mean, it would be interesting to get a labor lawyer, employment lawyer on the line to find out what laws are being broken here. Is this legal? Because it doesn't feel like these types of working conditions meet OSHA standards.
Do you know about the organizing in Bessemer, Alabama?
Is that a part of Amazonians? Yeah.
Yes,
So
it
I'm
is.
fully familiar with it.
Yeah. So you would think that workers who have to pee in a bottle would want to unionize.
We don't get that, so we're still dealing with the same things we've been dealing with. That's why I'm still holding this bottle of pee in my hand right now.